When I got to school, Mrs. Sass, the head, saw me in reception and said, "Ah, Tom, Liam." "Yes, of course, I'm Lorraine. Come this way." I remember thinking, fancy her telling me her first name. Isn't that friendly? Mrs. Kendall never told us her first name when we went in Joan of Arc. So Lorraine took me off to the staff room and started telling me the names of all the teachers. They all shook hands with me and they said they were pleased to meet me. I was thinking, what a polite school. I wonder if they do this with every new kid. It must take ages. Then Lorraine said, "Everybody, this is Tom. Oh, sorry, Liam Middleton, our new head of media studies." And she was pointing at me. I know I should have put her right there and then, but someone gave me a mug of coffee and a custard cream and sat me down in a nice, big, easy chair. So I thought, I'll tell her later when I've eaten the biscuit. Then Lorraine said, "We've got assembly this morning. I'll bring you up on the stage and introduce you to the whole school. Do you have anything you'd like me to say about you? Like what football team you support? Or any special interests?" I suppose that would have been a good time to say, very interestingly, I'm not a teacher. I'm in year 7. But she seemed so happy, so I just said, "I like massively multiplayer online computer games." She looked a bit blank. Like World of Warcraft, you know, where you have an avatar and your avatar has skills and goes on quests. "Ah, Lorraine," said Lorraine, "skills. We are great believers in promoting skills here at Waterloo High." "I've got a lot of skills," I said. "Of course, some of them aren't as useful in real life, like dragon taming. Some of them are illegal, like knife throwing. I think that's illegal. I think it probably is. I did try to persuade the head of my last school to start a World of Warcraft club, but she just looked at me like I was an idiot." Lorraine looked at me like I was an idiot. Then the bell went. "We'd better go through to assembly. Maybe you should just introduce yourself. Don't worry about being interesting." So that's how I ended up on the stage, standing just behind Lorraine while she talked to the whole school. There were about 8 people in the front row who knew me because they'd been at Joan of Arc Primary 2, including Florida Kirby, who just kept waving and making faces. Lorraine said everybody was welcome and she hoped everyone had had a good summer. And then something about a new registration procedure. And then she said, "And now I'd like to introduce you to a new member of staff. He's going to be teaching media studies and he'll be the form tutor for Class 9 Mandela. This is Mr. Middleton." And she pointed at me. I stepped up to the microphone and said, "Thanks, Lorraine. Sorry, Mrs. Sass," but everyone in the hall was already muttering, "Lorraine, her name's Lorraine," and Lorraine was looking cross. These faces were looking at me. Part of me was thinking, I really should think more about the consequences of my actions. Then this wouldn't happen to me. But another part of me was thinking, this is good. I said, "Morning, everybody," and everyone said, "Morning, sir." "Sir," I said, "anyone here been to Waterloo next to Liverpool?" 12 hands shot up and waggled in the air like a salute. Looking out at them, I felt like a bad emperor in Star Wars. I took a breath and said, "Has anyone been to Waterloo in Belgium? Scene of the original Battle of Waterloo in 1815. No one said, no one. I said, "Siberia?" "Siberia is as big as Europe. It's got the largest freshwater lake in the world. A lake so big, it has its own species of dolphin. The ice is so thick that the railway runs over it. It's also got a town called Waterloo. Has anyone been to Waterloo, Siberia?" No one put their hand up. "Why not?" No one answered, but they all squirmed in their seats as though going to Siberia was homework and they hadn't done it. "Waterloo in Sierra Leone?" No one had. Sierra Leone has lush rainforests and amazing history. Anyone? Why? They all squirmed again. Why have we all been to the Waterloo with the bypass and the shopping precinct when none of us have ever been to the Waterloo with the waterfall, the Waterloo in the jungle, The Waterloo by the frozen lake. Why? These places, they're not in Narnia. You don't have to find a magic wardrobe to get to them. They're not in Azeroth. You don't have to create an avatar and climb inside a computer. They're real places. You can go there by bus. Sometimes it takes a lot of buses, but they're just there. They're part of the world. Someone shouted, "Yes!" I was amazed to see it wasn't one of the children. It was Lorraine. I realise now that she thought I was being a bit metaphorical. She thought I was going to say something about how education opens up new worlds for you or something, but I didn't. I just said, "Let's go." No one moved. They all thought I was being metaphorical too. I said, "Come on, what are we doing here? Let's go. Come on, follow me." I don't know where the last bit came from. It just came out. It was part of the flow of the thing. I walked out down the middle of the hall towards the doors at the back. It took a minute, but somebody followed me. Then someone else, and someone else, and everyone followed me out of the hall, through the lower school exit and into the playground. The sun was shining. The birds were singing. I walked up to the gates and pushed. Nothing happened. Waterloo High is a high security school. The gates are locked at 9 a.m. and no one can get in and out without a swipe card. That's why there was a man in a leather jacket standing on the other side of the gates talking to the intercom. "I'm the new head of media studies," he was saying. And over the intercom, the secretary was saying, "I don't understand. You're already here. You're taking assembly." By then, Lorraine was at the gate. She looked at the actual new head of media studies. Then she looked at me and she hissed, "Who are you?" I did try and explain it all to her. I said, "I'm really sorry, Lorraine." "Don't call me Lorraine anymore. It's Mrs. Sass." "Yes, Mrs. Sass. Why didn't you tell me your real name?" "I did. But, well, you should have more sense, a big lad like you." When I got home, Mum said, "So how did it go?" "First day at big school." I said, "All right." "Is that all you've got to say? All right?" "No." "What else?" "I'm starving. Sometimes it's better not to go into too much detail."